Have you ever wondered what makes a car go? I mean, you turn the key or push a button, hear that engine roar to life, and suddenly you're flying down the road. But what's really happening under the hood? Today, we're breaking down the magic, well, the science of how a car works. I'll walk you through the systems that turn fuel into motion. Whether you're a curious driver or a future mechanic, buckle up because this is going to be a fun ride. Let's pop the hood and get started. In order to pop the hood, first we need to go to the driver's side footwell, and there should be a tab with this symbol on it. Pull it, you'll hear a pop, and you'll reach under the hood, and there's a little latch like this. That's how you open the hood. First, we'll be looking at the engine. The engine converts gasoline into rotational energy. This rotational energy is then put through the transmission, which is right behind it. The transmission selects the correct gears for whatever speed you're doing. It is like the gears on a pedal bicycle. Next, we're going to be looking at key components on the engine, starting off with the alternator. The alternator is like a generator for your car and makes electricity while you drive. It is driven by the rotational force of the engine through what is called a serpentine belt. Other components that are driven by the serpentine belt are the cooling fan, power steering pump, water pump, and air conditioning pump. The power steering pump pushes fluid to the steering box, which steers your car. Without this, it would be very difficult to steer at low speed. The air conditioning pump compresses refrigerant and keeps it moving through the AC system so it can cool the air inside of your car. Next, we are going to be looking at the engine cooling system. We will start off by looking at the radiator. The radiator takes in hot coolant from the engine and cools it off from the colder air pushing through it. There are little pipes all through the radiator where the water goes through. Next, we are going to be looking at the water pump. The water pump takes the hot coolant from the engine and pushes it through the hoses and radiator. Lastly, the radiator fan. This fan sucks air through the front of your grill through the radiator and blows air on the engine. This gets heat off the engine and other components when you are at a stop and while at low speeds. Next, we're going to be looking at the electrical system. The battery fuels the car with electricity before you start it. Then, once you turn the key all the way, the starter engages and turns the engine over, starting it. Another part of the electrical system is the fuse box. Usually there's one under the hood and one in the car. The one under the hood controls the major components that are not in the interior, but the other one that controls the electronics inside of your car is in the driver's side door panel. There are little things called fuses in the fuse box that will break if there's a short in the system. Next, we will look at the air intake system. There's an air filter, mass airflow sensor, and the throttle body. It starts with the air filter. It cleans the air from the environment and takes it into the intake tubes. Then it passes through the mass airflow sensor, which tells the engine control unit how much air is coming in to adjust the fuel quantity. Then the throttle body opens and closes depending on how hard you're pushing the gas pedal. The more air that comes in, the higher the rotations per minute the engine will do. Lastly, I will go over how to check fluid levels in your car. It is always a good idea to park on flat ground when you check any fluids. First, we will start off with the engine oil. The engine oil lubricates everything in the engine. The dipstick is found on the engine block, and there's a different spot to fill it up. Next, we will look at the coolant. The coolant reservoir will be high up in the engine bay. Sometimes there will be different fluid levels that you need to fill it up depending on if the engine is hot or cold. Next, the brake fluid reservoir will be on the driver's side of the car. There's a minimum and a maximum on it, and if it looks dark, it would be a good idea to change it. Next, we have the power steering reservoir. The reservoir will be on the power steering pump, which should be near the serpentine belt. Lastly, we are going to check the transmission fluid. There should be a dipstick in the engine bay, but some newer cars don't have one. Before you check the transmission fluid, your car should be up to operational temperature. It is always a good idea to check your owner's manual to see how to check fluid levels, as some cars are different than others. Whenever you are working on your car, always remember to pay close attention to the components and what they do. This will lead you in the right direction to what is wrong. And there you have it, a basic breakdown of what is under the hood of a car. Whether you're a curious beginner or just refreshing your knowledge, understanding the mechanics behind your car helps you become a more confident driver and a smarter car owner. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe for more easy to understand breakdowns on all things automotive. Got questions or want us to dive into a specific part of the car? Drop a comment below. We love hearing them from you. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep your wheels turning and your curiosity burning. See you in the next one.